So y'all, I'm a little discombobulated. I've been walking around like I own the place. So now I'm just on alert. A little bit higher of alert. I had kind of let my guard down a little, I have to admit. The night before, the snake came up next to the house and coiled itself up behind the flower pot that was right next to Mona's food dish. Mona was outside and she was barking, which she does a lot. She barks at the little squirrels, ground squirrels they call them, look like gray chipmunks. She barks at the rabbits, and apparently she will bark if there's a rattlesnake coiled up next to my front step. I actually came out barefoot to stand on the porch, and I'm looking and I realize, and by the time I realize it, I see she doesn't want me to come out the door. So I get her in the house because I realize I can see it. And y'all, it's only this big. Why are you disappointed, Betty? Because it's probably got siblings. And you know what? It rattled at me. But I wouldn't have heard it. I wouldn't have heard it. If I'd have walked by and it rattled at me, I would not. The rattle was about this long. That was quite the adventure. And now I am back to working at the tiny. I have finished the benches. I've got all of them. I haven't finished them. That's so funny. They're not finished, but there are 3 of them now. And what I finished doing was putting in wood putty. And I used all the wood putty that I had on hand. And so I have made a run to the hardware store, and I was going to show you what I bought. Number 1. It's plastic. So was the other stuff I was using. Although it was called wood filler. Well, it is. See? All-purpose wood filler. Turns to plastic. Paint's different. And stains. Doesn't stain at all. Doesn't tungle either. So anyway, I bought more. Because that's all they had. And I'm going to use this to finish up the benches and fill in. If it's going to make plastic, I might try it in my corner and see what happens. But I've got another corner that looks a lot like that. I might try it there first and see what happens. Okay, what else did I get? Well, the only way to find the stuff that I know I got and I can't find is to go out and buy new ones. Guess how long it took me to find the ones that I had? About 48 hours. And I had found the other ones. Now, the truth of the matter is, though, it was only, they weren't even this big. Okay. Something you don't know I'm doing, I don't think, is spray painting my rocking chair. My black rocking chair is going to be white. I used the paint that I found that we already had. And even when I was doing it, I was like, when it got black, it took 3 cans. Meet can number 3 and can number 4. I hope they appreciate my business because the thing is that if I was going to go to like Home Depot or something to buy these things, I got to account for the gas for a 60-mile or so round trip. So something else, this here, this wonky thing, and it does work. It's just very ugly, and it doesn't work. I had never figured out how to get that fixed, so it doesn't dangle like that. So here's my thought. It's just a thought. We'll see what happens. What does it mean, keyless? How do you turn it on? About this. There's no on-off switch. That won't work. I thought I got the ones with the... That's not going to work. That one isn't. I got two different kinds. Let's see if the other one will. Because I've got two of these. And they run on... Is that DC? You know, regular household current. Isn't that DC? They're not solar. They don't run off my batteries. And I've got two of them. The other one is over there. Seriously? Neither one of these are right. No, they don't have on-off switches. Maybe that's what keyless means. Learn something new every day. Will not work. Good news is, I only got a 6-mile trip, not a 60-mile trip, to return them and get the right thing. Okay, what else? I really had confidence in my abilities. These were, they're 60-watt replacement LED. 9.5 watt. Non-dimmable. I don't have anywhere to put them. Well, they would work if I put them in. Well, let's see if it does work. It used to work. I thought I had light bulbs in there. Are they plastic? Light bulbs aren't glass anymore. Okay. Maybe I should just leave them dangly and make new shades. But it works. It's just all wonky. I hate that. But at least I don't have to worry about glass light bulbs. That's new. So that's it. I have some plans for in here. And something I did is the hood of the stove. Y'all, I ain't kidding. I sat here and looked at that thing and thought, maybe I can just paint around it. Because I'm going to paint that cabinet. Anyway, I'm looking at it for the whole time I've had the Tiny. And I thought that's going to be a problem because it covers a vent over the stove and it had a screen over it to keep the bugs out. It appeared that the screen, that it was nailed into the wall. So what I was anticipating was remove the screws and then have to pull all them little nails out. Apparently they were not nails but rivets. I successfully pulled out the hood. And now I am almost ready to move into the kitchen to start working in the kitchen. My living room, it's this close to being finished too. I've just got a few more things I'm going to do. Some trim work. I still have to put tung oil on the back wall. But here's what happened. I sanded it. And when I did, I used a different grade. And thinking it won't be so much to do. I was wrong. Because when I did it and then I put a little bit of tung oil on it, oh my gosh, it was an entirely different color than the other two walls. So, I went back and I sanded it with like a 60 grit sandpaper and got that done. I've got a piece of trim I want to put up that I will show you. And I've got a measure. And it already, I was looking at the space and thought, I'm going to have to notch that wood because it goes straight and then you got the cabinet come out and then it goes up and you got something else you got to avoid. So it's a couple of times. I found a board. It's already ready. All I got to do is just kind of scooch it up, but it's too long. So I got to cut it, you know, to a length so I can get in there and mark where I need to smooth out those edges. But it's so awesome. And I'm hoping it will hold up to the sanding. It really is a pallet board. So the kitchen is really where I'm going to paint. I'm going to try the paint on my bench so I can kind of test it there before I put it in here to get the right color, because I'm kind of mixing some paints, because that's what I do. So I'm hoping that they will mix well. I don't know. Don't tell me. Don't tell me they won't. Because, you know, even if it's kind of a wonky treatment, it fits right in. It's my wonky space. Okay. I've talked about it enough. Time to go get some work done. I'm a little timid about the sanding outside now, because it makes a lot of noise. And you can't. I thought about this before the snake showed up. I had thought about it. I thought, this sander is so loud I wouldn't hear a snake rattling at me. And so I just have to be more aware.
Yeah. May the road rise to meet you and the sun kiss your face. May there always be a miracle waiting just to bless your day. Life won't always hand you roses. Don't let it get you down. Keep your eyes on what your goal is and your feet on solid ground. Take this with you where you go. You are love, 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 loved. You are loved, yeah, you are. You are love, 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 loved. You are loved, yeah, you are. Might you walk courageously through the valley of your doubt. Might you always strive to just keep believing in yourself. When the trouble comes, and it will, hold your head up high, shine a light as bright as you can till your trouble passes by. And always know you are love, 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 loved. You are loved, yeah, you are. You are love, 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 loved. You are loved, yeah, you are. Life won't always be hard, but when it is, don't forget who you are and the fact that you are loved.
The slogan that Bob and I always went by: prep, pray, stay out of the way. Get what you need while you got the money and while it's there. It's time. It's time. But the good news is, you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid. Have courage. Father has it all under control. He's watching over his children. The rest of the world might be going crazy, but his children are finding each other, loving each other, supporting and encouraging each other, sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom. It's a beautiful thing. Something I've waited for almost my whole life, the outpouring of the Ruach HaKodesh at the end of days. I know the other stuff is scary, but he says, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what's frightening. Frightening things are going to come. Don't be afraid. He is our strength. He is our help. Oh, Yeshua, your kingdom come. We've been praying it for a long time. Oh, let the joy of Adonai be your strength. I love you.